How are the ego, the fictitious self, and the voice in the head related? Yeah, the fictitious self. Does that strike you anywhere? The fictitious self. Oh, it was spot on. Very good, Sharon. Glad that's helpful. The fictitious self. What is that? Actually, I never like to throw words out without really getting real about them. And I hope you do too. I hope you become a reality lover like this, because it will really serve you. So before we just throw out words and start talking about things, we have to know what we're talking about. Pretty much everybody knows the voice in the head, huh? It's pretty universal. When I mention it, most people get what I'm talking about as the voice in the head. It's not actually a voice, right? There's no person or being in there. And you know it's not you. It can't be you, or, you know, you would know what it's going to say before it says it. And that's not what happens. So there's the voice in the head. But what about the fictitious self, the ego? That's the word we use for it. What are we talking about? You know, you can't realize it's a fictitious self until it dies. Because if you actually realized it's fiction, it's dead, it's gone. Fiction doesn't live. You've heard that it's fictitious, it's false self. So you have secondhand knowledge. I keep urging you to go after firsthand knowledge. Find out what it is. You know, when I heard that I don't know who I am, and I have a fictitious self, especially this, you're not who you think you are. Whoa. Well, what do I think I am? And I had a real close look. And I couldn't find me. And I threw out every thought that came when I did this inquiry, because I knew each and every one of them is not who and what I am. So the voice in the head may say, I am a brother, I am a sister, I am. So the voice in the head is the voice in the head, is whatever thought it is. And sometimes those thoughts contain I. And even if they don't contain I, they generally, usually imply I. And this gets very unconscious because there's no I word in there, but it's implied. It has to, an I has to exist in order to create self and other, self and the world. This is the division, the false division. So the voice in the head includes or implies an I thought. And identification with the I thought is nearly what ego is. It's almost completely what ego is. The fictitious self. It's a story. It's an I story in the mind and the head. So it's I, me, plus thought. This is like a hybrid now. We think we are the thought, the character in the movie in the mind. So that's how they're related. But if you just notice the movie in the mind as the movie in the mind, you disconnect your I from it. It has to happen. And you can disconnect it in the moment. And you'll have to disconnect it again and again and again. This is why I say it's nearly what ego is. It's not entirely. Okay. Ego is ignorance of your true self. As long as you don't know who and what you really are, you will identify again and again and again and again and again with whatever the voice in the head says. And all that is stored crap from the past. And even if it sounds like the future, that's based on the stored crap from the past. So you are a broken record. And I say you, it's who you think you are. Not the true you. I know the true you. I know you're not that. But when you speak and you say I, You speak like you are this broken record. And so the work we do is to uncover that, is to destroy that, to throw that out. So this is not something you gain, but you lose all the pain.